Good morning everybody, how are you? So you'll have to excuse the sweaty mess of me today. It is something like 25 degrees out there, so I know for all you followers in the US will think, well, that's not really that hot, but for here we're not used to it, so yes, but I'm not complaining because it's beautiful. I'm getting up to date with all my washing and that pleases me. So again, I want to start this video by saying a huge thank you for everybody that's subscribed and is now a member on my channel. I am very nearly up to 800 subscribers, which blows my mind. I am so grateful to you all, I really am. I don't understand why you're coming back and watching me each week, I really don't, but I'm not complaining. Maybe you're a bit crazy like me and you like watching people like me waffle along to rubbish. Anyway, so how's this week been? So obviously I'm on my fourth week. Last week was my fourth 2.5 milligram. I was umming and ahhing whether to do the golden dose, but towards the end of this week, so the end of the week for me is like Sunday, like Monday, Tuesday, I've started to struggle a bit this week. I wouldn't say really struggle, but I've been able to tell that the suppression is wearing off, but more so than it has in the past. So I do think that I am ready for this 5.5 milligram pen. So I have decided not to do the golden dose because I think my body is ready to go up to that next dose. So that's the decision I've made with that. How have I felt? So I felt fine. Felt a bit low earlier in the week, but I think that might have been hormonal. And again, I think it was hormonal rather than anything to do with the jab, but I felt quite bloaty. And, you know, I felt full, if that makes like thingy, but no, I think that's probably to do with me being hormonal and that beautiful time of the month that we have. Sorry for any male subscribers that's watching, but it is fact of life and those poor women have to go through it a lot. Anyway, so I have literally had no symptoms this week, no headaches, no cold. I've not felt cold. I felt completely and utterly normal. So I have got off lightly again this week. How have I been feeling in myself? So I have felt fantastic. I've noticed I've got a lot more energy to do things now. So like I'm sorting out through the kids' clothes. House is getting cleaned more. How can I put it? I just seem to have more spark, more energy. And yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, I felt, like I said, I felt a little bit low towards the beginning of the week, but I soon shook that off, and I'm you know, on a roll anyway. So we're now on Wednesday, and it is jab day. As I said, I'm not taking the golden dose. I know I've not really looked into it much. Obviously, I asked you guys your opinion and whether you've done it. I know it, you know, a lot of people say don't waste the fluid. But I just feel like I'm ready now to go up to this 5 milligram, so I won't personally be using that golden dose. So this week I've managed a couple of short walks, which has been really nice. I stopped via a coffee shop on one of them and took a little coffee with me, and I can't walk very far before I have to stop and like rest because of my back, but I had lots of little rests and just took it easy, and it was really nice. So I'm really pleased with myself there because I hadn't walked for a couple of weeks because of work and the kids being off, so I was a little bit worried that you know, I'd put myself back again because I have to keep in a routine for it not to be so painful. But yeah, I've really been enjoying that again and being out and about. And I've noticed, I don't know whether you guys are the same, but I'm holding my head a little bit higher, which normally I don't really look up. I look down at the floor, don't lift my head up, don't really look at people. But I've sod it. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I lift my head high and be proud of what I'm achieving? So yeah, I feel like I'm holding myself a little bit higher. I have again took photos of my meals. I don't know whether you found that any more helpful in the last video. to see what I've been eating. And what we've done this week, just gone, we're towards the end of the week, we've brought some like little containers. You'll see in my pictures anyway, but they're like little containers for like meal prep. And what my husband's done, he's done his meals so that we can just get them out of the fridge and warm them up. Now, especially today and tomorrow, my suppression, not today, but tomorrow and Friday, sorry, my suppression is a lot less during those 2 days. So it is just a case of literally eating for the sake of eating. I know you shouldn't really say that, but I literally don't really fancy anything. So they are going to be ideal. So what else have we done? So I went on a night out with my daughter on Thursday last week. My lovely friend kindly gifted us some Pink tribute tickets to a show in Leicester, and we had a fantastic night. We had like a girly day in the day and put our makeup on, and then we got dressed up and we went out, and it was a really good evening. I'll insert a bit of the footage here if you'd like to see a little bit of it. And yeah, we had a really good day. It was nice to get the glad rags on, nice to do the hair and makeup and get out there. And I felt really pretty, which is not like me. Not very often I say, oh, I feel pretty. But I got I had a black dress on and I had a little pink cardigan, and I felt really pretty, and I've been told that that colour suits me, so I shall keep on wearing that colour. So I've set you up in the corner here because it's really sunny out there and I don't want you to be blinded by the light. So I thought if I sit in the corner here behind the curtain, then you might be able to see me a bit better. Yeah, and going back to that night out, as you went into the venue, there was all the kiosks and everything. I was on painkillers that day because I was in a lot of pain and I knew obviously there was a chance of waiting in the queues, having to go upstairs, so I took my painkillers that day so I couldn't have a drink. So my daughter chose to have like a Diet Coke, I had a water, and then it was the snacks. Now, what day were we on? So we were on the Thursday, so the suppression was quite high. Didn't really want a lot, but my daughter was like, oh, Mum, have something, you know, and treat yourself. So she had whatever she wanted. I'd got myself a little tub of Pringles and I got a bag of minstrels. I struggled with the Pringles. She had the last of those, and I had, I think, 3 of the minstrels, and I felt really sick. I don't know whether it was just because it was Galaxy chocolate. I'm not sure, but I could not touch them, and they've stayed in the fridge since, and I've not touched them. It is really strange the way your brain is wired, and you know how I'd have easily polished that off within 5 minutes, but I just didn't want them. And you know, actually like amazed by the person I've become, you know. And even when the suppression's worn off from this injection, I've thought to myself, yes, like this morning I'm hungry, I've had egg on toast this morning, but then I kind of think I could walk up to the shop and get blah de blah, but do I really want it? I've done so well all week, I really don't want to undo what I've done, so I don't do it. It's like I've made that conscious decision in my mind not to do that, so I don't. And it's really refreshing to be like that. And yeah, so that was good as well. So yeah, as I said before, there's been no symptoms this week. I felt really good, apart from a couple of days where I felt a bit ugh, but then obviously that was because, you know, hormonal things. So the sun's shining, I've kept myself busy doing bits around the house, and yeah, I'm feeling really good. Now I'm starting to be able to see the changes in myself. I finally took the photos as well, I meant to say to you. Oh, that was why I was feeling sad. That's it. So, yeah, what day was it? I can't remember what day it was, but I'd had a shower and I thought, right, I'm going to put my shorts on, like I've got like a sports bra, I'm going to take my photos. So I did that, stood in the bathroom and put the phone on the back of the toilet, excuse me, and I set it up to record, and I cried. I did, I'm not going to lie. I cried because I just think, how have I let myself get the way I am? You know, I just look, it's not often that you look at yourself in the mirror. It's not often that you look at, well, I don't look at myself like that. Yeah, and I've got to admit, it did upset me a bit. It's like it's upsetting me now. But I've got to remember that I'm doing something about it. That that's not going to be my forever, and I'm not going to end up like that again. So yeah, I have to be positive and remember that. But I've got to admit, I did sit and cry after I took them, because I just think, my God, you know, yes. So yes, I've had my moment. I've got that video to refer back to when in the future, when I feel confident enough to share them with you and I've lost X amount of weight, then I will show you that. But I am starting to feel the difference in clothes. I've even had a few bits and bobs that I've put on and my husband's been like, that is ridiculously too big for you now, that needs to go in the bin. I am terrible for wearing clothes that are massively kind of big for me anyway, because I think that's my kind of second skin, my cover up kind of thing to hide everything. But yeah, so clothes are getting big, as you can probably see. I've had to tie the shoulders on this vest top, so I am going to have to go through my clothes at some point and have a good old sort out, because things are just getting that little bit too big for me now, probably because they were too big in the first place, you know, and now they're falling off me. But yeah, I can feel a difference. Like, I think my face is slimming down a little bit. You know, my face has always been a bit lopsided anyway, but yeah, I think I can see a bit of a difference in my face from the first videos. And I have to remember as well, even before Mounjaro, I was 2 stone heavier than what I started Mounjaro on as well. So I have come a little way before I started the Mounjaro myself. So yeah, I'm not going to let them pictures upset me. It did upset me at the time, but I have to remember that that's what I'm working to get rid of. And it took me a long time, sorry, to put it on. So it's not going to take me 5 minutes to get off. Now, I am a little bit impatient that way. I do like everything to happen now and I want it now, but I know that I'm going to have to be patient and ride this out. You know, it's not going to be easy. Anyway, so I think that's about everything that I need to tell you today. So weigh-in. So today's weigh-in, I have stayed the same. Now, I thought that would upset me, but I have lost, 11, 4 and 3. I can't complain at that. You know, so in 4 weeks, I've lost 1 stone, 4 pound. I am not complaining at that. If I could lose a stone a month, then I would be over the moon. So I'm not complaining. I don't know why I've stayed the same. I don't feel any bigger. You know, I don't feel like I don't feel, well, I'm not any bigger, but what I mean is I feel fantastic. I don't know, but you know, I'm not sad. I'm quite happy it stayed the same. I wouldn't have been happy with the gain. That would have made me really bad. But you know, I'm quite happy with that. I think my body is ready for the 5 milligram, like I said. So I think that might be better for me next week to go up to that. And yeah, I think that my body's ready. Sorry, I could hear the neighbours. But yeah, so I've stayed the same this week. So my 4-week total of taking my 2.5 milligram pen is 1 stone, 4 pound. And 1 stone, 4 pound lighter than when I started this journey. And that is amazing. I'm really pleased with that. How are you all getting on? Please drop comments below and let me know how you're doing. I've been watching your videos and keeping up with you. It's fantastic to see you all going through similar journeys and to be able to talk to you and chat on your you know, your pages and everything else. Yeah, fantastic. I think we are such an amazing community. There's so far, I mean, I know it will happen and I know there'll be people out there that will be negative, but so far there's been no negativity. It's all been so positive, and I can't thank you all enough for that. It has been amazing. Anyway, so today I'm going to start the 5 milligram and get rid of that 2.5. I think I'm ready to go up and start taking that and see how we go. So next week's aims for me is to keep on moving. Nothing really, just have a sort out. If you could see behind the camera, I've got the bed's got clothes on at the minute. I need to have a sort out of my clothes, get rid of those big ones, and I'm going to donate them. I'm not saving them. I'm going to donate them so that I can't have that safety blanket of, oh well, if I put it back on I can wear them again. It's not happening. It's not happening. This is my time and I'm going to do this. I did a short the other day. Sorry, I'm really waffling, but I feel like I'm talking to friends, so you know, I'm really waffling. But I did a short the other day. MedExpress have changed the way that they allow you to share your discount codes. So you're no longer allowed to leave it on social media, so you're not allowed to post it on Instagram, Facebook. I couldn't write it underneath this, but if there's anybody that does want that discount code, then if you drop me an email, my email is in the description, I will happily send you the code, because as far as I'm concerned, you're all my friends and family on here, and if I can help you start your journey with a discount, then I'd love that. Anyway, I'm going to go now for today. Again, I know I started with this, but I just want to say a massive thank you to you all for being here with me, for sharing my journey, and for being there for me. It means the absolute world, and I couldn't do it without you all. So thank you so much, everybody. I love you all lots. Take care and see you soon. Bye.